11th play of the drive. And this is Judy breaking free down the sideline and knocked out of bounds inside the 10. Second and goal. A pitch to Murray. Latavius Murray with the touchdown. His 5th rushing score of the season.
You toss the ball, student body right. Murray looks, gets those shoulders squared just like Terrell Davis used to do years ago, and straight into the end zone. How can people defend it for the next coming weeks?
4 catches, 72 yards. And then they lost the football. Eckler fumbles, and the Broncos have it. Josie Jewell comes away with the football. They run it with Murray, and he breaks free. He's got the first down. Latavius Murray at the 20, and he's brought down there. No update yet on Mike Williams. As soon as we have one, we'll pass it along. Herbert in trouble, and down he goes. In a first half in his 11th season now, trying to add to the total here. Murray, and that'll help the stats up to the 40.
Denver, with that one timeout, can really work the ball over the middle and try and get in range for Brandon McManus.
Wilson is chased. Keeps the play alive. Throws deep down the field for Judy. He's got it! Inside the 5! A flag is down at the 32-yard line. Chase Edmonds, the running back, on 1st and goal. Play fake. Wilson to the end zone. Touchdown! Eric Tomlinson, his 2nd touchdown of the season.
You know, when you think about Russell Wilson, you think a guy who's so positive, a guy who's always talking.
And they run it with Edmonds. He's got the first down and more. Chase Edmonds into Chargers territory and tackled at the 42. 1st and 10 from the 44. It's a quick pass to Judy. Blockers ahead. Judy's got a first down. Jerry Judy has a new career high in receiving yards this season. 2nd down and 4. Wilson to Tyler Beatty, the rookie, in his first NFL game. Down the sideline, and he is in. Touchdown! How about that for your NFL debut?
One of the best things about it, Beatty running down that sideline. But you see there in the background, Andrew Beck.
Number of events here, coupled with the winter weather, as Wilson is throwing deep on 1st down. He's got Judy down there. Judy's got it. Jasir Taylor had the coverage, but Judy with a 50-yard pickup. Wilson throwing on 1st down over the middle, and wow, what a half for Jerry Judy. There he goes again. Judy to midfield.
Earn it against his team, and it's apparent that the Chargers are trying to do that to stay sharp.
Herbert to Carter, breaks a tackle. DeAndre Carter at the 20, lost the football, and Kareem Jackson has it. Justin Simmons knocked it free, and Jackson recovers.
2022 season and how we felt.
Wilson swings this one to Murray. Blockers ahead, and a nice pickup by Latavius Murray for 16. And a first down for Denver. That even though for some of the veterans it's, the last game of the year, some other players are playing in their first NFL game. Try to match their moment. Look at this! Swain! He's got it! Freddie Swain, big play, and a little shaken up after the catch. That goes for 52 yards. Wilson throwing. He's got a man. Touchdown. Courtland Sutton. His first touchdown since week 4 against Las Vegas.
Ball, please.
Second touchdown of the season for Courtland Sutton.